Idiots. Total, complete idiots.
It's my favorite dumpster in the whole planet.
Absolute.
On the whole planet, in the whole earth, on the whole globe.
Absolute idiots.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah. Boo. What's up?
The scariest thing about today, Chaz, is the red lipstick that's going to be all over my teeth. Second, the scariest thing is going to be when people don't actually know how to get into StreamYard.
Yes, so that will be challenging. Actually,
guys, we've changed things up for Terrible Tips. First of all, welcome to this dumpster fire that we've curated for you. And if you haven't been here before, first of all, welcome. This is a nightmare of an episode, but truly they all are. But if you have been here and you saw last week's, but you were a little bit confused, we changed the formatting, and our team, our amazing magical madrigals, have created this production for us. So what they're doing is using StreamYard. So the only thing you have to do is actually click the link above this video and pop in, and it looks like this. It's super, super easy. You click the link, boop, then it shows you right there, and then it says, thank you, you're in. That way, we can actually talk to you and know who's saying whatever when we're commenting, so it just doesn't say generic user from Facebook. Welcome. Welcome.
We want you to be more than Facebook user, because that's what you are to us. You are more than Facebook user.
Don't be sweet with them. Don't butter them up. That's not true. We don't care about these people.
Happy early Halloween, everyone.
Welcome. Okay, so because we're not going live next week, we are going to be doing the Halloween theme now.
Ooh, spooky.
And today's topic is going to be all about scare tactics that you need to be using in your business, obviously.
Yes. You can't do business without being scary. You have to be determined, you have to be disciplined, and you have to be scary. That's the criteria of running your online business. So in order to be scary, you got to do a few things, and you got to do them correctly. And before I get too deep into it, I do have to take a break, pull us all out. Calm down, everyone, calm down. Disclaimer, if you are new to the show, Terrible Tips is a satire show where we make fun of trash things that we see in the industry at the moment. So please take what we say for pure entertainment purposes. Don't actually take us serious. And if you do take us serious, please don't come back and watch the show. All right. Now that I've gotten that out of the way, conscience cleared, hands are washed. Hello, everyone. Back to what we have to do to scare people. Rule number 1 is scarcity.
Thank you. Gosh, it works so well.
Boo, bad jokes. Get it? Boo, bad jokes.
No, double entendre. Enough now.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So how do we provide scarcity? One of the ways is obviously giving them a fake deadline. Listen, you got to put it. We know that you have to have a deadline, right? Because we want to make sure that people are moving. They're moving along. They're clicking something. They're taking action. They're buying stuff from you. And we need to encourage them to do that faster. So we provide deadlines. But make it a fake deadline. It doesn't have to be real. You can let people in after that. It doesn't really matter, because a lot of people will say after you have ended your launch, after you're done with your promotion, you'll get flooded for the next 2 days. And then a week later, people will still be asking, let them in anyway. That deadline isn't real. They'll trust you next time too. It's fine.
Exactly. And I actually take inspiration from, you remember Harold Camping? Anyone remember Harold Camping? Harold Camping in 2012, I believe, predicted the end of the world. And it was going to happen on X day, and everybody freaked out, lost their minds, went crazy. Everyone thought it was the end. Well, that day happened, and Harold was wrong. So Harold, the ever-living businessman that he was, my man, doubled down on his mission, said, I got it wrong. It's 3 months from now. The end of the world, 3 months from now. And I've always used that to guide my scarcity tactics with deadlines. I've always thought, you know what? All you have to do, just make another deadline. The first one doesn't work. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Just move the deadline. Just move it. Just move it. Tell everybody they have more time. They have more time to join you.
Listen, I love that. It's a fallback. It's a security measure for us. It's a safety net. It's great. And it works. You know, they will come back and forget that you did what you did last time. they'll come back and play again because people are dumb. People are like goldfish, like hamsters. Like they'll just listen to whatever you say as long as you're the one on camera. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
And if you're a coach, you have the added benefit, if the deadline is not working, you have the added benefit of removing your availability. So if somebody really wants to work with you, scale back. You might have 10 hours that you can actually work with somebody. No, not true. Now you only have 5. And because you only have 5, they got to make a decision now because it's filling up quick, isn't it? It's filling up quick. Use this language, even if you don't mean it, even if you have nobody in your program, let people know. It's filling up. It's packed.
Listen, it is a packed house. You are lucky if you can get on my schedule in any way. You are blessed. You are wholly blessed. The limited availability, please don't get it confused. You're not limiting your availability because you actually have anything else to do. You're doing it because you want to drive the scarcity, them full of fear. You incite fear in the lives of others. That's part of what you do as a business owner. Like, I don't think that we have to hit that any harder than we're doing right now. But like, let me say it again. Your job as a business owner is to scare the crap out of them. It's your only job. So when you're limiting your availability, you're saying like, whatever, this is a deadline, even if it's not. But also you can price it at something that seems like a little bit lower than what they should get. And then pretend like it's never going to be that price again. Like, okay, whatever. Like, I'll just say it. Like, whatever you do later, you can drop it down later to increase more sales. But just say that it's not going to be. They're not going to remember. Plus, delete all your posts or whatever. Like, they're not going to know. Again, goldfish, hamsters. They're not going to know.
Facts. Yeah, and when you can do this effectively, the best thing is you can scare people enough to let them know, hey, you have to buy this now because you're going to spend a fortune later when you buy it. It's not an if. You're going to buy it. We know you're going to buy it. And because you're going to buy it, you should buy it now. Now is the important time, and you'll never get it at this price again. So you got to start repping these things. You got to start working on, look at yourself in the mirror, do it. Say, I'm trash, I'm trash, I'm trash. And then you go, and then you practice. This is how it works.
This is how it goes. If you can get them financially scared enough that they want to puke, then you can be the antidote for their bile. You can be the person that is the hero in their life, and now they're indebted to you to buy and buy more. You're the antidote.
Well, I think it's time that we move on to rule number 2. That way we can keep this educational course moving right along for all of our students watching today. Rule number 2 of scare tactics in business is convincing the prospect that they can't succeed without you, aka FOMO, fear of missing out. Ooh.
It is scary. I am scared about that.
Very scary. Very scary. It's also very scary how poorly it's done. People actually, making programs that are really worth it and people actually fear missing out. Boo. That sounds like work. We don't want work. We don't want work. So what we're going to do is we're going to just put out whatever we have, and then we're just going to build a lot of fear around it. It's the biggest thing you'll ever see ever. It's the best program that we've ever made ever. If you caught our episode last time, we talked about how, everything becomes the best ever. This is just building on that. We're just building on that topic.
Layer cake. It's a layer. These things are all very important. This is why you don't miss terrible tips. You stack these approaches and all of a sudden, like, you're a bazillionaire. That's a real term. That's a real amount of currency. Okay. And when you do this, when you stack enough fear and you think about it in your experience, go back to those launches where they're like last chance, limited availability. And it's like so intense and so over the top that you're not even interested in that program, but now you are. Like, you're scared that you're going to miss out. And they just keep piling on information about like what people will get and what they'll learn and whatever. So by the time they get in, you don't have to teach them anything. They'll think that something's wrong with them if they don't get it.
Exactly.
You've done your job.
Exactly. Because you know all of the information and you know everything that they need. And they can't find that on their own is the most important piece, is that it's not out there in the wild. You are the gatekeeper of this information. And because of that, you have to create fear about them not having access to you. Very important. You have to wear down their self-confidence with their failures. Say it with me. Wear down their self-confidence with their failures.
My new mantra.
Very important. because you have to make them feel like dirt, like nothing, like they'll never be successful because they don't have you. That's the important thing. This is what we need. This is what we need.
Listen, they need you. You've done your job as a marketer, as a salesperson. If you've layered these things, not only all of this scarcity, but like also just the fact that like you will suck and fail so badly without it. Like you're afraid to even walk out of your house at this point to go get groceries because you question everything about your being. And that's where you want to get them. Once you have them like that, they're scared and shaking in a corner, urinating on themselves.
Yes.
That's when you attack, right?
True.
Most vulnerable. And like, I mean, honestly, Chaz, like, even if you haven't had a great coach, even if you've never had a coach at all, but you're a coach, what should you be saying to these people?
Well, first off, we need to be saying things along the lines of all the greats had coaches. Facts. Facts. All the greats had coaches. So if you don't have a coach right now, or you don't join this program, or you don't have access to this type of knowledge, you'll never be great. Obviously. They have to know the truth. It sounds harsh. It really does. It sounds harsh. They have to know.
They got to know. It's like when you are playing Jenga and you're carefully removing each of those little blocks and everything. And then, you know, all of a sudden the person that's playing with you, they've like pulled something out. It gets all like ragged and like shaky and whatever. This is you. Like your next move you're the one jaggedly pulling it out, and their next move is now compromised. They're completely vulnerable. They are going to crumble the whole stack of Jenga, aka their business, without you. You could pull that thing out all the way so that no matter what they do next, it's going to come crumbling down. Or you could just at the last second support the last little piece of Jenga and let them have their way and their building still stands. You are the ragged Jenga piece. So make sure you lean into that so that they can see their failure without you.
Yeah. You ragged Jenga pieces, you.
Absolutely.
So ragged. So ragged. Okay. Scare tactic in your business. Rule number 3, always be upselling something better. Always be upselling something better. Ooh, very important. Because why are they going to settle for good? Why should they just settle for good when they could have better, when they could have best, and there will always be better along the line? So we now need to give them that next step, even if they haven't started the first step.
I'll tell you what, you know what you can do?
Tell me.
Give them that next step, and it doesn't even have to be different. It can be the same thing you just did, but you let them know that something better is coming because you're always evolving. You're always improving, aren't you? You're always investing in yourself, whether or not you actually are, because you're not. And then you just double up the program again. You just roll back into it. And these people are going to be so excited to join. And the thing is, you don't have to change anything anyway, because people are dumb and people forget what you said. So you do the same thing and they'll go, I think I heard something about that somewhere before. And you're like, yeah, you idiot. You already paid for my program. I'm doing it again. But like, you don't tell them. So they're so satisfied because maybe now some of the stuff is sinking in. Don't even change anything. It's less work.
Bingo. Bingo. And this is really where we make the FOMO real, right? We're going to build on rule number 2 of FOMO. What we're going to do here is we're going to just consistently reinforce this message as much as we can, that they're not going to get the results they want. They're not going to get to the level that they want to get to without the next step. It's not meant to be that way. It's just a stepping stone. That first course you just bought, the first couple sessions with me, no. That's just to get you started. We need to get you continuing on down the line. See, we need to start building this fear of without. Well, what if I don't have you anymore? What's going to happen then? And we can reinforce this with telling them things like, hey, I'll let you know 98.625% of everybody who works with me that leaves and doesn't come back fails. It happens. It's just what happens. And see, we can build this up because nobody in that moment is going to nobody's going to look up those statistics. Nobody's got the time for that. We're all so busy doing nothing. We're not going to look that up.
They couldn't look it up anyway because you're not going to give it to them. You're not going to put it anywhere. Like, this is just, you can say whatever you want. Remember, again, scare tactics, one of the foundations of our business that we can apply to scare tactics, you can lie. Just lie about whatever you want. and like let them believe you, because again, you're the one in charge and you're smarter than them. Everybody knows that. Like you're the one in front of the camera, so that's fine. And when you do that, like this is how you just take their money. Like that's how easy it gets to be to just take their money, scare the crap out of them, let them urinate and shake in a corner, and then take their money.
Exactly.
Nailed and they'll thank you for it.
I couldn't have said it any better myself.
Thank you.
Sandra, should we also be telling them how much we've spent on courses and coaching? That way we let them know, hey, we've spent way more than you have, and that's why we're successful.
Well, yes, but like we don't even have to stop there. Like we can just exaggerate it. Like we can tell them, because most of us aren't going to be investing in ourselves. We're just going to be like dabbling, you know, and then like launching stuff, and it doesn't even have to be good, but it's all about the fear. And then when we tell them to justify it, you have to invest in yourself. You have to do these things. You want to be as great as I am, and I'm fantastic. Then you need to invest at least what I did. And I've invested 16 gajillion bajillion dollars, also a currency. Good and one. If you don't invest that, right? Like, and if you don't invest that, like, how do you even hope to hang on to your dream? Like, what is the matter with you? How imbecilic are you that you think that you've got a shot if you're not investing 16 bajillion, majillion, I don't know, dollars like I did?
Weak. That's what it is. It translates to weakness. And my favorite way of doing this is to get them afraid of spending money, of not spending money. Excuse me. Very important distinction.
Oh, yeah.
Get them afraid of not spending money. And how we do this is we just let them know, hey, listen, you're just going to spend that money on other things that aren't going to help you at all. So why don't you spend it on this? Or if you save that money, in 3 months' time, where will you be in your business? If you save that money. See, we got to get them scared to not spend money on us. Got to. My ethical side keeps breaking through.
Listen, you know, like, Chaz, that's a great point. Like, where are you going to be in 3 months if you don't do this now? Because, by the way, limited space available, never this price again, doors closing soon, like really soon, even if they're not. And then you plant, we talk about visualization process, right? We plant the visuals in their heads. So we're saying, you want to know what it looks like in 3 months when you don't go through this program, but other people do? Here's where they're at, but here's where you are. Yep. And you talk about what it looks and feels like to live inside the dumpster behind the Chinese restaurant in the alley and the different kind of rodents that hang out with you in there. Describe the aroma in that container and talk about the frigidness when it starts to be a crisp fall night and the dampness and what starts to kind of fester inside that dumpster with you. Because again, you're homeless now, but you're not just homeless like living in your car. You're in a dumpster now. Your life is in shambles and no one loves you.
You know, that was such an oddly specific analogy example. It feels like you've been there. If I had to guess, I would have said that was an origin story.
Well, I love that you caught that, Chaz, because that's where I was before I joined your program.
See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. And then we use that testimonial to get fear in other people that are not spending their money. See how all of this just works together.
It's a beautiful cycle. I'm afraid for you if you don't follow our tips, honestly.
Facts. You scare us.
You just scared me. Like the idea that somebody might.
Hi, Facebook user. Halloween. Halloween.
Maria Violani follows instructions like a boss.
Yeah, look, he nailed it. I think Lee tried to follow them too, but didn't work. Lee got face banned.
Face banned. It happens. It's a real thing. You know, if these scare tactics are resonating with you, if you're like, these feel good to me, these feel like how I want to do business, please let us know.
Yeah.
But I don't want you to stop there. There's a couple bonus like scare tactics that you could be using. You know, like Chaz and I are like extremely good looking today, and I know that that's intimidating, and like that's I mean more than usual is what I meant, and obviously, and intimidation is a side of fear, you know, and you want to intimidate people, so make sure that you're to enhance the fear, showing up, you know, similar to us, enhancing yourself like this, where you look even better, and if it's possible, and make sure that your quality of photos and videos, like 40 pixels?
Yeah, I mean,
for the whole frame,
and maximum. Yeah, we want them to be super grainy pictures. We want an element of mystery.
The grainier, the better. Yeah, mystery. Like they don't get to know everything.
We want people to think: is that the Loch Ness monster? Is that a UFO, or is that just an amazing offer that I could possibly be taking part of? That's what we want the line of questioning to be in someone's head.
It's so intriguing, and when you do that, the mystery is just, I mean, it is Halloween season, isn't it? And mysterious things are so exciting, more so when there are full moons and like weird spooky fog going on. So when you do that, it is very exciting for them. And when you can do that and you're bragging about yourself, like we typically talk about this at, during every show somewhere, you brag about yourself so much that they're like, why don't I love myself that much? If you don't love yourself, how are they going to love you? How are they going to love themselves enough? Talk about yourself constantly to make them afraid to live life without loving themselves as much as you love yourself.
Be the example. Be the example for them in their business at all times. Please. So listen, guys, if you follow all of these instructions, you will absolutely have a terrible business. We can guarantee that for you. So please take this to heart. Please understand that we're just here to help you. This is all this is. We should be charging millions, like we said before. You obviously need us, but we're not. We're not doing that. That's not who we are. So
you're welcome.
You're welcome. You are welcome.
So welcome. Such a charity service that we do here.
We should. All right. For any new viewers that missed my disclaimer in the beginning, this show is satire. Hopefully you caught that. If you didn't catch that, I don't know. You got to watch a comedy or something. Like start noticing comedic humor. But beyond that, if you can't do that, just know that this was satire, all meant in fun. Don't take our advice for real. If you want actual real advice from us, we would be more than happy to give you as many tips, tricks, and strategies that are completely ethical and really do work in the business space if you just reach out to us. That's all we need from you. You can hit us up on Facebook. You can shoot it in the chat here. And don't forget to also catch us live on YouTube, streaming for Terrible Tips. If you have not joined us yet, please hit us up at Generation Impact. Subscribe to our channel. We're going to have amazing content coming for you guys within the next coming weeks. And I think you're really going to like it.
I think they're going to love it as much as they love our outfits today.
Yeah, of course.
Guys, it's been super real, super real. And I hope that you have an incredibly scary Halloween.
Yeah,
scary experience, just all of it. And thank you for showing up for our latest.
There they are.
Our latest dumpster fire.
Yes.
It's been incredible.
Goodbye.